Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 4 with another team adventure. Now this one is all about some supercharged cars. We are racing A-class vehicles. The only rule was they had to have a supercharger. Now they didn't have to have one from standard. You could add one on if you wanted, which is what I have done to my Golf. I feel like the R32 should be fairly good. It's all-wheel drive hatchback, has some 400 and something odd horsepower, it's on rally tyres, it's fairly light. The Golfs in general on Horizon 4 are actually very, very quick, so there is a big fingers kind of crossed thing with this, that it's going to be a fairly rapid machine. This circuit itself may not be the best place for the Golf. This is a little bit more of a power circuit, and my car is not that. Ooh, a little bit too much understeer through there. We can sort it out. Oh, we're going to come out of ghost mode at a slightly awkward time. I think there's a little bit of leaning from the Holden there onto the Jaguar. We're going to try to go around the outside. I don't know whether we can do this or not. It's going to be close, almost. We're going to hold it. We're absolutely neck and neck with the Jag. It's a big dive under brakes from me, a little too much. Okay, well, now we know we're not quite going to get away with that. So the Jag, I would expect to still be rear-wheel drive. I think they start off fairly high B-class. I doubt you would all-wheel drive swap that, to be honest. You might. I would be surprised. Now, on a circuit like this, not going to be a problem. Off-road should give me the advantage. I mean, my vehicle is more geared towards the off-road events, that much is for sure. My vehicle is geared to be very strong off-road, and hopefully pick up some good points on-road as well, rather than be specialised to on-road and know you're going to have a really bad time off-road. Now, your best team composition has vehicles that are strong at both areas, of course, but you know, you're not going to know what other people have built. The red team are looking pretty strong here, that much is for sure. We're going to try and chase down this Jag if we can, if I can get my braking right, get my turning points right and everything. Oh, let's say that, we then butcher up. I feel like my car is definitely quick enough to do this. I'm just driving like a plank at the moment. Okay, we've got the Holden coming with us. I'm trying to figure out if I can hear the supercharger. Maybe a little tiny bit. Yeah, maybe just a tiny bit of supercharger noise. Maybe I'm just imagining it. Sadly, we don't get you don't get crazy supercharger noise. I am generally more of a supercharger person than a turbocharger. In terms, like, don't get me wrong, the turbo noises are fun. I've had a car, the old Legnum used to do turbo noises. They are good fun, but given the choice, I would probably go with supercharger noises. You don't see superchargers all that often. They're not as common as turbos. Certainly these days, turbos are everywhere. And generally speaking, when I build cars on Forza games, everything just gets a turbo stuck on it. But yeah, I do quite like the supercharger whines. Okay, that's a little bit of lag going on. Annoyingly, I think we've kind of evened out with the Jag. I'm quicker through the corners, the Jag pulls away on the straight. It's not massive differences between our two vehicles. We can close in a little bit through here. But yeah, I feel like I made a couple of mistakes early on. We just fell a little too far back to really challenge, and now there's not too much more that I can do other than potentially hope for a mistake from the Jag. That would help me out. You know, just running a little bit wide, miss a braking point. It's not going to take much. We're only a second or so behind it. I pulled well clear of that Holden. I'm trying to figure out if we can make ground in some places. I feel like I had a good end to this lap. So I went very quiet all of a sudden because I was focused on making sure I got that corner right. Yeah, we have a good run through there, and then just all of the gap, it just stretches back out again as the Jag opens up the tap. So he's looking really, really good for a red team at least. That is good news for us. Can I be super aggressive? Oh, I can be super aggressive on the curbs. That is actually really good news. Can't be super, no matter what you have suspension-wise, you can't be aggressive on the curb through there. I know that much. But we can be more aggressive. I could have maybe got away with more at turn 1. I didn't really know. I didn't really risk it earlier. Maybe. I mean, we're reeling the Jag in. You know, we're talking tenths a lap, maybe, if that. I'm not even sure it's changed that much this lap around. It's really, really close. I mean, it's good. This is not a circuit that I would expect the Golf to excel at, and if we are this close to the Jag, that is good news. I've made a mess through here, so bugger. Yeah, that's not. It's not going to work. Okay, I mean, the thing to take away from all of this. The Golf, it looks fast. The Golf definitely looks like it's going to be quick, because this is not a track I would expect it to run well at particularly, and the fact that it was second and very much keeping pace up there with the Jag is a good sign. Third is for the HSV. We have another Holden in fourth. The Scirocco is up in fifth. Not bad showing from the Volkswagen. Sixth will go to our Bolden. Now that's going to be very good off-road, so we're going to have some competition on the off-road stuff. I mean, not a bad first race. Not a bad first race for us at all. We head next off-road. The Highland Farm Scramble will be the circuit of choice. I've just noticed the Scirocco, curiously, doesn't have rally tyres. Okay, that's not going to be in for a fun time. This isn't the worst track if your vehicle doesn't have proper rally tyres, because it is fairly fast. But, you're still going to struggle against. I mean, the Golf has proved to be pretty bloody quick. Full stop, and this does have rally tyres, so we shall see. I'd expect my car to be quick here. There may be some other stuff that works. The Jag might actually be all-wheel drive. I might have to take that back. It certainly got off the line very, very well, which would suggest that maybe it is. Okay, if you all-wheel drive, I think it's high B class, high-ish B class. Anyway, so maybe you do have you don't have much PI to play with, but. Yeah, maybe that is what has been done with that one. Unless it does come all-wheel drive stand. I don't even know these days with modern bloody cars. I guess it could. I don't think there are, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me if I was wrong. We will have a dive. Well, I mean, we have a lot of speed through that corner, and I had nowhere to go with it. The Subaru has missed a checkpoint. I would imagine that's why that vanished. Leading the way is the Commodore. Okay, well, we shall set about trying to chase that down. How is the Golf across the bumps? I mean, we've got rally suspension. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the Scirocco does have rally tyres. I'm into the back of the Jag. I can brake way later than the Jag can, and the Bowler is into the back of me. Yeah, I do apologise. That was not the best. I got nowhere. Ooh, that was a weird. I mean, about to say we got boxed in, and then ghost mode happened, and then we weren't boxed in anymore. Sweet, I'll take it. Yeah, completely not intentional going on the back of the Jag. I just brake so much later than the cars around me. This is the thing, I mean, I don't necessarily say we've done one race against each other, and we're still kind of learning the capabilities of our cars. I've not driven this car until that first race, so we are learning a little bit on the fly, so to speak. The Holden goes for the jump through the fence. A brave choice. You lose a little bit of time potentially knocking down the fence, although once it's gone, so then everyone can take the line. We are going to see if we can catch the Holden. Big stop into turn one. Yeah, we are pretty damn good under brakes. I'm not surprised by that. We've got to be wary though. We know the Jag's still pretty quick, even if we gave it a boot into that first corner. Where are we fastest, do we reckon? If we can get it right through here, we're pretty good. Yeah, we're definitely quicker than the Jag through this section. Yeah, we pull that gap back out again a little bit, although the Holden's matching us pretty much through there. We're not really gaining. Can we be brave? Yes, but that's on a wrong line through there. Okay, that's fine. We took a gamble, didn't quite pay off, turning a little bit too soon. Oh, the fence isn't knocked down through all of this. We're going to run out of laps. We're kind of, much as we were in the first race, we're sort of just holding station at the moment. I say we're holding station while driving the car absolutely as fast as we can. If anything, we maybe closed a smidge. It's going to be close on having enough time to do something about the Holden. Now, it is a teammate, of course. It's a teammate, and we have got the Jag close behind. I'm not going to do something stupid trying to overtake. I'd rather have a 1-2 and be in second than win the race and dump my teammate down the order. So yeah, we're not going to think too stupid, but we have now caught that Commodore. Can we look for a way past here now? Don't turn in too soon. We get a little understeer mid-corner from the Volkswagen. I was hoping maybe to cut underneath, but the Holden is carrying good corner speed through all of that. We actually had to have a tap on the brakes because we're so close to the back of the Holden. I wanted to be faster through there, but wasn't quite. We were trying to put the Holden under pressure now. We are a little faster down the straights. The Holden moves across to defend the inside. Go for it, Commodore. We will try. we might have done the fight each other way too hard because the Jag's now caught up because we were both who dares brake as late as possible on the other into turn 1. And, well, we got the cutback working through there. The Jag has come to join in the fun. I mean, I wasn't expecting the Holden to run that wide, if I'm honest. I was on the limits of my braking where I was. And, yeah, we have done the fight each other. Now, I mean, I didn't put my teammate out wide in that battle. The teammate tried to live with the Golf and just couldn't quite do it. So it might not quite be a 1-2 for Red Team, sadly. The Golf is going to take the victory. But, yeah, there we go. It is, thankfully, points-wise, is still comfy for us. So we'll cross the line and take victory. Not quite how we wanted it to go down. However, we do get the victory with the Golf. The Holden could only manage third, sadly. It's second for the Jag. The Scirocco, I don't know what it's running then, tyre-wise. I can't imagine if that was on race tyres or sport tyres that'd be running up there, unless everyone's on weird tyres, and I can't think that's how it would go. But regardless, yeah, we had a good battle up at the front, and we took a victory with the Volkswagen. We head next to a street circuit, the Princess Street Gardens circuit, if I remember that one correctly. I have indeed. Oh, we start second. Nice. Oh, we're going to start on the same row as probably our main rival, as it would seem so far. The Holden was quick, but that's down at the back, so that's going to have a tough time. If I can get a good start, we can. We really want to clear. We really want to clear the bowler and the Scirocco. I mean, you know, that's. I want to clear everything. That's the dream, and just run away. But if we can get off the line well, and we can get out of ghost mode ahead of the Jag or something, that would be helpful. Everything here is definitely all-wheel drive. The speed we're getting off the line there. So yeah, we'll have to see how we match up, where we match up in comparison to that Jag, and to the Scirocco for that extent. We haven't really seen the Scirocco to know how we compare to it. It's understeered very wide through all of that. The Jag gives us space through there. We will move up to second. I mean, we did what we wanted to, as I said. We wanted to clear the bowler and the Scirocco early on. We have done that. Can I have a look for a sneaky way past? Not going to happen down there, but the Jag is going to run wide. Oh, the Jag parks it on the apex. We're going to try and cut underneath it here. Now, this is dicey on lap 1. We've got the nose ahead, and the Jag will fall into line. Now, got to be careful, because I think the Jag is going to want to have a go at the inside. We're going to give him some space through there, and we will run a little wide on the exit. Oh, okay, the Jag's gone. It must have hit the wall on the inside. I gave a fair chunk of space. I knew there was going to be a car there. And we left a load of space on the inside for the Jag to sort itself. It must have just clipped the wall on the iron sort of fencing on the inside, and that does kill all your momentum. At least that would be my best guess with the position. I mean, otherwise I'd say maybe it ran wide and hit the wall on the outside, but it was me that was all the way out there, so there's no chance that was going to be it. Okay, I mean, it's literally the perfect start. We've got to the front, we've actually got a gap, so all we have to do now is not make any silly mistakes, and we're fine. This Golf, I mean, as far as an A-class car goes, it's pretty solid. It seems good all around. It's a bit weird. It feels, I mean, it is quite understeery. It's not. It's almost like it's not consistently understeery. It feels like sometimes it turns into a corner and we start getting some understeer, and then it's not actually as bad. I don't know. It's a little bit odd. I can't figure out the best way to describe it. But yeah, it feels like initially it's understeery, but then it isn't. Kind of finds some grip somewhere and then sorts itself out. I don't know, it's really hard to describe. We've not had a very good lap at all through there, battling with it. That I can see a certain Jag is catching back up. I mean, the points, sadly, the teams don't look quite got it right with these. Red team have got another pretty nice points lead going on at the moment. Right, don't do anything silly down here. Just coast it through. There we go. That will do nicely. careful through. Yeah, I'm not sure with this car. Yeah, I'm still trying to think of the right way to describe how it drives, because it does feel understeery, but it's not sort of chronic understeery. It's just a bit weird. Never mind. It's definitely quick when we get things right. As far as circuits go, I mean, this would be one I would expect. This is one I would expect the Golf to be good at, but the Jag is certainly matching us. The Jag does seem quite similar in terms of build, in terms of style, if you like, to the Golf. It's got maybe a smidge more straight line speed than me, and I think I will have a little bit more grip at some critical places. We've only got one more lap to go. We had that kind of bad lap, the Jag recovered, and it's there. It's ready if I make a mistake, but it's also not in a place where I'm having to defend yet. We might have to on the final lap if we make any more silly mistakes like that. The Jag is all the way out to the wall, but he's just not close enough. He's not going to be close enough to have a big dive at turn 1. When Mars clear the rest of the field, we don't have to worry about that. We will jump on the brakes through there, run a little bit wide. Not the best turn 1. As long as we can get up the hill nicely here, which we actually don't. This is probably a main overtaking spot, which the Jag is not close enough to have a look at. Get out of here nicely, don't hit the lamppost, don't hit the traffic light, which the Jag does, but it hits it with the side, that doesn't really cost you. Your other good overtaking spot is a dive down here, which again, it's not going to be close enough for the XE-S, even if I didn't quite get my braking right that time around, a little early on the brakes. It's there, it's looking at the back of a Golf. Be a very big dive at the final corner. The Jag threw everything at that penultimate turn. It brushed the wall, certainly. It's not going to be close enough to do anything in the end. Yeah, we kind of have it covered. Not the best race I've ever driven. A little bit sloppy. The Jag was closing, but was never going to be close enough to have a dive in all of that. It looks like we're going to have... Ooh, there's a big old battle between... two Holdens and a bowler over the last spot on the podium. It went to the more modern of the Holdens there. Yeah, it's a bit of a nerve-wracking race. We got a victory with the Golf on the street circuit. It certainly wasn't straightforward though. We head off-road next. The Tarn Howells Scramble. Just looked at the Jag, and it does look like Bradley tyres on that. I'm fairly sure it wasn't Bradley tyres on that vehicle, but I always try and pay attention to the tyres on the cars as we sit on the grid when I can. So this is a full off-road. I say full off-road circuit. There is a small tarmac hill, but if you're not on off-road tyres, it's going to hurt. Basically, around here, we start a fair way down the order. Not great. The cars we would have wanted on our team towards the front, we don't really have the bowlers on the third row, which is better than nothing, but still not great. We know we're going to have to be trying to chase down that XE-S. That's kind of what, yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. At some point, the race is going to get in the way. Possibly. We've had some really long loading times. I don't know what's going on with Forza tonight. We've had all sorts of connection issues, but it's just been stuck in some loading screens, and by the look of it, we're going to be stuck in a race start screen. Oh, no, we are going this time. Okay, thank you, game. Don't leave me hanging forever there. Alright, let's go racing. We're going to want as good a start as we can get here. I want to be as far up the field as we can go before we come out of ghost mode. If we're going to have any chance of catching the Jag, we need a fantastic start and sort of take it from there, really. If we can get ourselves up into the top 3, that would be wonderful. We're not quite going to be close enough, but we are into 4th. Be careful with the bump here for doing rolling of car. We are cleanly through there. Of course, we've got to fight with that Commodore again. We know the Commodore's likely to be quick. Oh, there is a Stevie with the bowler. I'm trying to avoid the water by going the long way around. I think Stevie actually lifted to let us go in the end of that one. Realised the Golf was that much faster. I'm not sure what tyres the bowler is on. It might be on its standard tyres, which are kind of off-road orientated, but they're not great grip. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. If it was on... the bowler, I think, does start in 8th class, if I remember rightly. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Like I say, if it's on off-road, the off-road race tyres, I'd expect it to be very fast around here, potentially. Oh, we got bounced big time into this first corner. Right, let's see what we can do about chasing down a Jag and a Commodore. It's a strange little battle we have going on at the front of this. I mean, Supercharged Jag kind of makes sense. They put superchargers on a lot of their cars. We might even have it from standard. Commodore, well, I guess, you know, V8s, you may expect them to more likely have superchargers. And then the Golf, not the traditional option for one of these, but definitely works. The top three, we're kind of closing up a little bit here. It's kind of... Oh, the gap between me and the Commodore's come down more than the gap between the Commodore and the Jag, but I definitely think it has come down since the start of the previous lap. We're trying not to get too much airborne, too much out of control through there. Again, I don't want to slow my teammate down, but also if we stand a chance of catching the Jag, I want to have the opportunity to try and hunt it down if that is at all possible. I'm going to check up a little bit through there. This is the section the Jag doesn't like, the Golf really does like, and we're going to get, I think we're going to pass the Commodore, we do. Nice clean pass. In the end, we didn't really lose too much time doing all of that. Run into the hairpin now. Can I chase down the Jag? I've got a couple of laps to go hunting for an orange and black car. Rare that I'm the one hunting that, but that is what we are doing here. We're running a little bit wide through all of there. That's going to a lot of the time I've made up has gone away, although the Commodore's got into trouble as well somewhere around the lap. Just initial turn-in understeer I get from the Golf is a bit annoying, and we lost some time in that final corner. It doesn't quite like getting turned in for that. It's almost like once it's got turned in, it's great. It just doesn't initially want to bite or whatever. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to explain it. Hopefully it comes across visually. Now, this is the section where we are really quick compared to the Jag. We're throwing caution to the wind. Points are great for us. We can run all the risks in the world that we like here. Are we going to be close enough anywhere to maybe try and find a pass? We've only got one lap. This is the thing. We've closed the gap down. We've got to the rear of the Jag, but it gives us one lap to find a way past. And this is not an easy track to overtake on. There's not that many big braking zones to try and do anything on. We are better around the final corner though this time around. Could we do it into turn one? Maybe. Jag is out a little bit wide. It was almost a gap. It wasn't quite there. It was half a chance to have a look to the inside, but we didn't quite get there. We have a BRZ staying out of the way from our team. This is the bit that's going to be make or break. We're actually a little too wide on the way in this time around. Yeah, we've not quite got it. Not got the transition right through that section. What could we do here to find a way past? Run it in quick. Nah, the Jag's going to just open the steering, although it does brush the wall. You can kind of open the steering a little bit on that higher line and get the momentum off the corner. We are literally glued to the bumper of the XE-S. It's going to come down to the final corner, a corner that I have not really enjoyed with this car. We've got a great run through it, but we're just not going to have anywhere to go. We push the Jag across the line. We will take second. It was a brilliant race. Oh, I did everything. It was just, again, it was that needed another lap or so. If I hadn't, that downhill section, I got a little bit wide. It was only a tiny bit wide, but I was too far back to have a dive at the hairpin, and that's what cost me. And if I'd been in the right place for that, I think we could have made something work. But we weren't. that's the long story short there. I just wasn't quite. The Jag held on by the skin of its teeth in all of that one. A fantastic battle. I really like this Golf. It's a wonderful car. For the final race with the supercharged machines, we are heading to the Holyrood Park circuit. You don't know what we're going to see actually from this one. Me and the Jag start a fair way back here. Golf could be quite good at this. I expect to see maybe that XE-S a little faster around this track, but we'll have to wait and see. This is always a nasty circuit It's a nasty circuit in general. Oh, of course, I forgot. Because the teams are uneven now, it does skew slightly with where we expect to start. So the Jag actually started ahead of me. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see with this one. Basically, this track, while on the face of it looks like it's a very quick circuit, all that straight line speed, it's not actually as such. Yes, good top end is helpful. Oh, well, lag may well have killed the Jags race. That's a very, very unfortunate for the death strike there. That's, yeah. Nothing you can do about that one. Normally the game's pretty good if someone is lagging to put their car into ghost mode. Unfortunately, did not happen at the right time there. Oh, we all got checked up behind the sunbeam. It's all getting very busy through there. That is not what we needed. Oh, okay, not quite. So the sunbeam's got all the straight line speed in the world, but no control to go with it. We're going to try and follow the HSV. In fact, we're not even going to need to do too much through here. Oh, I'm sorry, but I was alongside and I still need to get to the checkpoint. I know, there may have been some desync in that one, or they just didn't realise my car was still in the rear corner. However, I mean, we've come out of all of this. We are still in one piece. Everybody made it. Little clonk. Now, HSV is quicker down the straights. I'm out of gears at 150. Well, that's something. There goes the sunbeam, but it's never going to make the first corner. It's going to end up in front of me. It hit the grass and just got pinged in front of the Golf. And, well, yeah, that's not really what you want. Can we chase down the HSV? I would imagine we're going to be much better through the corners. Or I'm hoping we're going to be much better through the corners than the big muscle car. As it amply demonstrates, it does not have the grip. Oh dear, we're getting bullied by the Aussies. That's not what we needed. Now we've got the grippy Commodore in front of us and the power Commodore behind us, and I'm stuck trying to go around the outside. No, that's never going to work. That's going to be it. Should have been on the brakes sooner than that. Right. Okay. Oh dear. Please don't do what I think you're about to try. You're never going to make that one work. Well, I mean, you are. You're going to put your teammate in a wall. You don't overtake at that corner. Not particularly pleased with that one. I mean, there's no reason to try that overtake at that corner unless it's the final lap. Oh, now I've got to choose between the car losing its momentum, I thought I was going to lose more of it, or the car that I'm just faster than down the straight. We're going to get carted wide as well. I was trying to duck underneath, but no, I mean that one there was fair enough in the sort of in the positioning, which is a little bit unlucky. Can we? If we can maintain momentum, we can clear one, and then if we can get to the inside through some of these corners, we can maybe clear the other. The Commodore's going to just ask way too much of that car. You've not got the grip to make that one work. Oh, well, HSV is out wide. Oh, this is a bit manic. It's a good thing we've got plenty of points because, yeah, I can see Red Team completely friendly firing their way out of this one, and the Scirocco winning. 100% see us completely friendly firing our way out of this, and the Scirocco winning at the rate we are going. Now, don't do anything dumb through the final corner. The HSV is out very wide. We're going to run out of gears, but we'll be well clear of the brightly coloured Commodore. I don't know if... I feel like that could be a livery of a real V8 supercar. Somebody's going to have to let me know. I don't recognise it, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't one, basically. We're going to brake into turn 1, and this time we are free to get through there how we like. And the HSV is out wide. Have a brief second to itch my nose. Thankfully that's now dealt with. Let's get it turned in up here. Now if we can just keep it clean, I think we should be good. I think we've dealt with the worst of the assault from the Holdens there. We will not do anything stupid. Don't hit the fence through here. That is it's one of the worst fences actually for hitting. And I say that as the Holden goes all the way through it. But yeah, that is one of the worst fences for losing a huge amount of momentum if you run just a tiny bit wide. Oh, that's a tiny bit wide for me, and we almost missed a checkpoint. That would not be the way to go here. Oh, and the HSV has missed one and is... no, wait, was that the Commodore? I think it might have been the brightly coloured Commodore that's gone, actually, so... We are now well clear, yeah. The Jag, incredibly unlucky to have got lag pinged at the start, and is recovering is, yeah, probably the car to have around here. I don't think I actually wanted 5th through there. We could have left it in 6th. Yeah, gear ratios are a smidge short for this track. I guess I tend to build cars. I actually haven't even adjusted this one, but most of the time, most of the circuits the gear ratios are fine. This track is a little different with that start-finish straight. One of the few places where I'd say top speed can really come into play because you have such a long run from the final corner. As I said, you still do need a large amount of grip. Pure power doesn't work around here because of these medium speed corners that you've got to deal with as well. But a little longer gear ratios would be good for the Golf. I don't really want to be buzzing to limit it if I can help it. We leave the final couple of corners, and that is going to be that. Yeah, the Jags all the way up into 4th. That's a great run for a car completely out of position at the start. Okay, yeah, one of our cars missed the checkpoint, which did help. The Volkswagen is going to claim a victory here. The R32 has been a very, very strong car, I have to say. I've been impressed with that vehicle. It just works everywhere, really. Yeah, it is an outright power machine, that is for sure. Test Track Jag is on the podium. That is a really good going from that start. Yeah, it's not an outright power machine, no, but it does have some half decent straight line speed. It's certainly not completely left for dead. And yeah, it's good off-road, good at the twisty stuff. A little bit funky on the handling side, not quite figured it, but overall a really, really strong car. And it showed it. We got some great results with it. Had some really good battles, mostly with Deathstrike in this one. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the versus the community sign up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.